Right now, the Baraboo community is preparing for another tough week of conversation stemming from the fallout of this controversial prom photo. And spend now, save later. How spending money this holiday season could actually save you more in the long run.
This is News 3 This Morning, Sunday.
Good morning and welcome to News 3 This Morning, Sunday, 6:30 in the morning on November 18th. I'm Josh Breiter with meteorologist Chris Reese. Thanksgiving, 4 days away. The big travel week is looking pretty good right now.
Yeah, that's the good news. A lot of the big-time weather systems that we have had across the country came early enough to get their way on out of here. Let's go ahead and show you the difference that 24 hours makes. Yesterday at this time, we were tracking lots of snow on high-resolution Doppler, but that is now all gone. There's some snow farther to our south and east over northern Illinois and parts of northern Indiana as well. Over the past 3 hours, we've been watching that, and even that is not much of a big deal. All of that slight snow, half of it's really not even reaching the ground there. But otherwise, across the upper Midwest as a whole, it's going to be a quiet day and a beautiful day at that. Here's a live look outside right now. We're seeing more of that sunshine coming into the picture. Temperatures, though, are cold, 16 degrees right now. Thankfully, winds are calm, so we don't have much of a wind chill in the picture. Black River Falls is at 0, and some folks farther to the north and west do have temperatures below 0. Hello, Austin, Minnesota, -6. That's the air temperature, not the wind chill right now, but we'll warm up 17 to 26 as we go through the morning. By the afternoon, we should top out right around 30 degrees for those highs.
I'm guessing that snowpack is probably keeping those temperatures.
That's exactly
down,
what's happening there. They performed better with the snow yesterday. It's a little deeper and they got colder.
I know my weather sometimes.
Well, you're learning something. Let's keep it up.
All right, Chris, thank you.
My pleasure.
New this morning, Madison police are searching for a man who robbed a liquor store in the 700 block of Badger Road. Officers say a man walked into Badger Liquor around 5 last night and demanded money from the clerk before showing a semi-automatic handgun. He got away with an unknown amount of cash. The liquor store clerk was not injured. Police are now asking for your help this morning. Be sure to contact Madison area Crime Stoppers if you have any information. Also new overnight, Fitchburg police have arrested 3 minors in connection with a stolen car. Officers say they spotted the stolen car in the Allied Duns Marsh neighborhood near Geneweed Road around 11:30. They tried to stop the car but were led on a high-speed chase until the driver lost control around a curve and hit a home. The 16-year-old driver and 2 14-year-old passengers were apprehended and brought to the hospital for minor injuries. All appeared to face charges. We will learn tomorrow if there will be a recount in the race for Attorney General. The Wisconsin Elections Commission released the official vote total results on Friday. Democrat Josh Kaul received more than 17,000 votes over Republican Attorney General Brad Schimmel. This is close enough to ask for a recount since it is within the 1% margin. Schimmel says he will announce tomorrow if he plans to seek a recount. He would have to cover the cost for that. Madison leaders and community members are turning their focus to 2020. At the Mayor's Neighborhood Conference Saturday, Madisonians met with business owners and policymakers to talk about things they want to see happen over the next 2 years. Workshops covered topics like the city's flooding response and better transportation. Madison Mayor Soglin says one of the keys to making informed policy will be encouraging high turnout on the 2020 census.
The census is our only real reliable measure as to how we are doing. We have to have people from our communities going out there and establishing trust so that everyone will fill out their census form.
Mayor Soglin says he hopes the momentum from record voter turnout this fall will remain high in 2020. Time is running out and helping give Thanksgiving baskets to thousands of families in need this week. WISC-TV is proud to partner with the Goodman Community Center and the UW Athletic Department. We hope to provide baskets with all the food necessary for a traditional Thanksgiving meal. We still need everything from frozen turkeys, stuffing mix, and canned veggies. It's even as easy as a cash donation. It also takes a lot of volunteers to make happen. Tomorrow is the last day to donate. Just go to channel3000.com if you'd like to help out. With Thanksgiving just 4 days away, Consumer Reports is calling on the U.S. Department of Agriculture to identify the brands of turkey involved in an ongoing salmonella outbreak. In the past year, hundreds of cases of salmonella have been linked to raw turkey products. The CDC reports illnesses in 35 states, including 1 death in California. About half of those sickened have been hospitalized.
We really wanted to make sure that people are washing their hands after handling raw turkey, making sure that people are cooking turkey to an internal temperature of 165 degrees. If you cook turkey to the internal temperature of 165 degrees, this strain of salmonella should die.
Salmonella has been detected in ground turkey, raw turkey, pet food, and live turkeys, an indication the bacteria is widespread in the turkey industry. A common supplier has not been identified. Retailers are spreading a holiday message: buy now or see higher prices in January. President Trump imposed 10% tariffs on $200 billion of Chinese goods in September, which will take effect the first of the year. This brings the total tax on some Chinese imports to 25%. Consumers are likely to bear most of the burden, with only some retailers absorbing the higher costs. We're getting an early look at what the TSA expects to be a record-breaking Thanksgiving travel week. AAA projects more than 54 million Americans will travel this week. That is the most since 2005. 4 million of them are expected to travel by air. TSA officials anticipate the Wednesday before Thanksgiving and the Sunday after the holiday to be the busiest. 6:36 right now. Monroe Street businesses and commuters are getting ready for an early Christmas present. More than 8 months after crews began the massive reconstruction, the project is in the home stretch. This Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, Monroe Street will reopen to two-way traffic. The massive $21 million reconstruction project has made for a challenging 8 months. The road was ripped up and replaced from Camp Randall to Odana Road. New sewer and water mains, curbs and gutters, sidewalks, plus improved lights and traffic signals have been installed. All that's left are some minor fixes, cleaning up the area and striping the road. The city of Madison had originally proposed a 2-year construction project that would have kept two-way traffic going, but businesses asked the city to shorten the timeline to 1 year.
As we were getting weird weather throughout the summer and things, people were getting kind of nervous that it wasn't going to get finished in time. So right now it's just a lot of excitement and people preparing for two-way traffic, parking to restoring, and get back to a little bit of normalcy out here.
Major construction projects scheduled for next year in Madison include East Johnson from about 1st Street through Baldwin Street, and the start of a project where John Nolan and Willie Street meet at Blair Street. That's expected to take about 2 years to complete. The organization Dane Buy Local is encouraging shoppers to look at buying more gifts at area shops this holiday season. County Executive Joe Parisi says there are 600 Dane Buy Local businesses, many of which are working together to benefit them all.
Reaching out to other business owners and really finding out how you can help each other and work together and synergize. Maybe you're promoting something for the candle company down the street, or maybe you're working with a hair salon or a bank, someone where you can really bring in other businesses together.
Americans will spend nearly $721 billion this year. That's $4 billion more than last year. Small Business Saturday is less than a week away, next Saturday, the 24th. The Baraboo School District is hosting a 3-part program to promote healing and education after the fallout from the controversial photo posted on social media. The district says faith, community, civic, and school district leaders have collaboratively planned the program for anyone impacted in the community. That meeting begins tomorrow night at Baraboo High School from 6 to 7 p.m. The Madison Women's Expo continues today, celebrating its 20th year. The 2-day event is happening at the Alliant Energy Center, offering hundreds of exhibits and activities covering everything from health and fitness, crafts, and female empowerment. The expo runs from 10 to 4. Tickets are $7 in advance and include free spa services and fitness classes. And tomorrow, the women's movement continues in Madison. Women entrepreneurs will gather at the Monona Terrace for Women's Entrepreneurship Day. It's a 1-day event where leaders of all ages will learn about and encourage one another in business, communication, and personal development. Allison Little, a best-selling author, coach, and trainer, Mary Burke, CEO and founder of Building Brave, and the president of the Madison School Board will be keynote speakers along with other business leaders in the area. The event is kicking off tomorrow morning at 8. The city of Janesville is starting to track vacant properties to make sure there's someone to contact about them, even if there's no one there. This is a map of the Janesville Gazette put together showing the 101 properties listed on the new registry. Those include the former Toys R Us on Milton Avenue and the Monterey Hotel downtown. Most of the properties so far are residential, which are marked with the red dots. Property owners have to pay a $200 fee and identify someone who lives within 90 miles of the city in case there's a crime, fire, or other problem there. The new ordinance exempts snowbird residences from the list as long as someone lives there for at least 3 months out of the year. Right now, athletes dreaming of a soccer career have their chance this weekend at Madison Pro Soccer's open tryouts. 150 aspiring soccer players took to the field Saturday to show the coaches what they got. Team management says they are looking for players who are ready for professional play. Tryouts are 2 days long. Today is for athletes who made it through the grueling workout yesterday.
Maybe they've played it at a high level in high school, in college. Maybe it's something that they just have it inside them, that they feel they can do this. So we have all levels of trialists here today, and they're giving it their best shot. And it's kind of living the dream.
The Madison Pro Soccer team's name and logo will also be revealed this afternoon. In a game the Wisconsin football team desperately needed to win, the Badgers made it quite interesting. They were down by 2 touchdowns midway through the fourth quarter, but the Badgers didn't quit. The star of the day was Jonathan Taylor, who rushed for 321 yards and 3 touchdowns, including the winner in triple overtime as the Badgers stole one 47-44 against Purdue. The win moves the Badgers' streak to 14 wins in a row against the Boilermakers. Next Saturday, Wisconsin will host Minnesota at Camp Randall as the team face off for the Paul Bunyan Axe. The Packers have the day off today after another road loss to the Seahawks on Thursday. They are now 4-5-1 on the season. The team has a long break before playing the Vikings in Minnesota 1 week from today. There's now only a 30% chance the Packers will make the playoffs. 6:42 this morning, and after a snowy Saturday, the skies and roads are clear as we wake up today. Here's a live look over the Capitol this morning. Quite a view this morning to wake us up. That sky is very beautiful. Chris is in next with a look at your holiday week travel forecast when News 3 This Morning Sunday continues.
And it's a quiet Sunday morning out there. Still, though, temperatures are very much on the cold side as opposed to how warm we were yesterday, oddly enough, with the clouds and the snow falling down. 16 degrees the temperature outside right now. We do have clear skies. The winds are also calm. Black River Falls is at 1, and these are not wind chills. These are the actual air temperatures. So yes, we are seeing those cooler temperatures by far on the way. In fact, as we zoom things out, Rochester, Minnesota is at -3 this morning. That's where the snowpack is. And so you're seeing some colder temperatures just to our west, but clearing skies over a snowpack really allows those temperatures to drop. And of course, that's what we've seen for a lot of folks today, but that also means we'll see more sunshine. Once we get the sun up this morning, it should indeed be a beautiful day. There is a little bit of cloud cover south and east of here. That's with some light snow falling over parts of northern Illinois and northern Indiana, but that's, again, is not even a big deal within itself. We're going to watch high pressure take control for today, but then we're watching another cold front move in overnight tonight and through Monday. That'll bring some snow to the northern parts of the state before that exits. That could even mean a chance for a few flurries for us before we warm up towards Thanksgiving. So as we go hour by hour, we'll be in the mid-20s by the time we get you towards lunchtime today. Eventually, we'll see those highs top out into the low 30s. Overnight tonight, we won't fall as much. We'll get a little bit of a southerly wind along with cloud cover moving into the picture. We might see some light snow to the north and east of us. A mix of sun and clouds for your Monday. Then by Monday afternoon and evening, that's when we'll have a chance to see some wraparound snow showers and flurries. But beyond that cold snap, we are still watching warmer temperatures work their way in for Thanksgiving. I do think Thanksgiving will be a pretty warm day, but that'll be followed up with a cold shot coming in beyond Thanksgiving. And when I say pretty warm, of course, that's relative. We've had a lot of days in the 20s and 30s, but by Thanksgiving, I do think we could be in the mid-40s for those highs. That'll be followed up, though, with another shot of colder air, along with chances for rain and snow on Black Friday, and additional chances for snow Monday and Tuesday of next week.
Looks like we're lucking out this week, Chris.
We are certainly lucking out. I guess we can call it something to be thankful for.
There we go.
This Thanksgiving holiday.
All right, Chris, thank you.
My pleasure.
If you're holding out on the holiday decorations until after Thanksgiving, there's a chance for you to look at the lights someone else already put up. The Henry Vilas Zoo is showing its annual light display this weekend. You can take a stroll down Candy Cane Lane, take the kiddos to see Santa, and take in the holiday spirit. Just be sure to bundle up with your hat and mittens. The display runs every Thursday through Sunday until the end of December. Tickets are $7 for everyone 3 years old and up, or $25 for a 4-pack. The outdoor farmers market season may be over, but there is still plenty of shopping to do downtown. Last night's second annual Madison Night Market was a reminder of that. 40 vendors along with 40 downtown businesses celebrated the start of the holiday season with food and gifts, plus the ceremonial lighting ceremony. An estimated 5,000 people attended the festivities. It is 6:48 this morning. Snow can make travel chaotic and even dangerous this time of year, even more so when streetlights get so covered in snow you can hardly see them. But one man thinks he's developed a solution to the problem designed to prevent snow buildup, what he hopes we could soon see when News 3 This Morning Sunday returns.
A beautiful winter-like sunrise taking shape over southern Wisconsin right now. That's a cloud deck down to our south and east, but we should see the sun take shape later on. Let's jump on over to the Edgewater. The clouds behind the Capitol there. 16 degrees is our temperature. Thankfully, the wind is calm, so there's not a wind chill. It actually feels like 16. Here's that cloud cover working its way on south and east of here. For the most part, we have clear skies. That should shape us up for plenty of sunshine today. Go ahead and track that all day long. It should be easy for you. We'll see temperatures topping out into the low 30s for those highs. Josh?
Thanks, Chris. 6:52 this morning. We've certainly been getting an early taste of winter over the past few weeks in Madison, and there's a new warning for you ahead of more snowfall this season. Snow and ice getting caked on traffic lights, making them hard to see. Bryn Mass talked to a man who's offering a solution.
Yes, this is the garage where I started to build.
Tragedy drove this engineer right to his workshop.
All this was built on my own time and in my garage.
Where Chris Bichon worked relentlessly to come up with this.
So we're looking at a couple years of test failures.
A modification for traffic lights designed to prevent snow buildup. Bichon had toyed with the idea. Then a CBS 4 investigation pushed him into high gear.
You could have been killed.
Right.
In Douglas County, Janet Lane, a grandmother, was badly hurt when snow built up on a signal on Parker Road. The other driver couldn't tell he had a red light. He T-boned Janet's car.
I had a broken neck. 2 vertebrae were broken and 1 was dislocated. A fractured sternum.
It was a simple solution to the problem. I would like to share that with people.
Through trial and error, Bichon created this cone for LED lights, coupled with modifications to the signal shell.
How well does it work?
Works great. I've never had it fail in any of my tests where it would start plugging up.
Across the country, snow buildup on LED signals, which don't emit heat, has caused fatal accidents. To prove his theory, in the nastiest snowstorms in the middle of the night, he'd hop in his truck with this prototype mounted on the back, replicating a blizzard, testing to see if snow and ice would stick. Bichon did this 40 times, anticipating middle-of-the-night snowstorms like a kid, waiting for Christmas morning.
Sometimes the snow was so bad that I couldn't even go the speed limit, and I had to, slow down to where it was safe to drive.
He says his snowproof signal worked flawlessly, never accumulating snow, always staying clear. Bichon says he was also driven by this, his daughter Lexi learning to drive.
If it's something that I can do for a father or mother of a child, that would be great, because when those things happen, it's just hard on families.
But mostly, he hopes what he created in his garage and all those hours driving through snowstorms will make a difference and save lives.
If you want to do something, you still can in America. You can still have that patentable idea and make it happen.
He has spent $20,000 and hundreds of hours crafting a solution to this problem. He now hopes transportation's departments will buy his signal and put it to use. 6:55 this morning. There's a full hour of real news ahead on News 3 This Morning Sunday. Your top stories are coming right up, including why Madisonians are some of the state's safest drivers. But first, here's a preview of what's to come on an all-new For the Record.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Neil Heinen. Today on For the Record, we are talking about mental health and young people. It's part of our Time for Kids, Time to Talk project this year, and we will talk about identifying mental health issues and how parents and other family members and peers can talk about these issues and other resources available to help. I'll be talking with SSM health psychologist Dr. Kathleen Hipke, and that's coming up this morning at 10:30 on WISC-TV.
Dining out without the distractions. A growing number of restaurants are banning phones, why some are even rewarding diners for ditching them.
This is News 3 This Morning Sunday.
Good morning and welcome back to News 3 This Morning Sunday. It is 7 a.m. on November 18th. I'm Josh Breiter. Meteorologist Chris Reese will have your updated forecast in just a moment, but first, here's what's making news this morning. Madison police are searching for a man who robbed a liquor store on the 700 block of Badger Road. Officers say a man walked into Badger Liquor around 5 last night and demanded money from the clerk before showing a semi-automatic handgun. He got away with an unknown amount of cash. The liquor store clerk was not injured. Police are now asking for your help this morning. Contact Madison area Crime Stoppers if you know anything. Monroe Street businesses and drivers are getting ready for an early Christmas present. More than 8 months after crews began the massive reconstruction, the project is in the home stretch. This Wednesday, the day before Thanksgiving, Monroe Street will reopen to two-way traffic. The massive $21 million reconstruction project has made for a challenging 8 months. The road was ripped up and replaced from Camp Randall to Odana Road. New sewer and water mains, curbs and gutters, sidewalks, plus improved lights and traffic signals have all been installed. Time is running out and helping out give Thanksgiving baskets to thousands of families in need this week. WISC-TV is proud to once again partner with the Goodman Community Center and UW Athletic Department. We hope to provide baskets with all of the food necessary for a traditional Thanksgiving meal. We're still looking for everything from frozen turkeys, stuffy mix, and canned vegetables. It's also as easy as a cash donation or simply volunteering your time. Tomorrow is the last day to donate. You might want to leave some extra time if you'll be traveling this week. We're getting an early look at what the TSA expects to be a record-breaking Thanksgiving travel season. AAA projects more than 54 million Americans will travel this week. That is the most since 2005. 4 million of them are expected to travel by air. TSA officials anticipate the Wednesday before Thanksgiving and the Sunday after the holiday to be the busiest. It is just about 7:02 on this Sunday morning, and really the travel is looking pretty good this week, Chris.
That is right. The travel is looking good. We've gotten rid of a lot of those storm systems coming in, at least for now, and I think we'll get some quiet weather. Here's how things look outside right now compared to yesterday. We are clear. That's good news. We're still seeing some light snow further down towards the south and east over parts of central and northern Illinois, along with northern Indiana. That'll continue to push on out of here, so that's fantastic news. But back across the upper Midwest, we are quiet. We will continue to remain quiet going throughout the day. Conditions right now, 15 degrees. We have dropped another degree since the sun has risen this morning, but the winds are still calm, and I do think we'll see those temperatures continue to warm up just a little bit. 1 in Decorah, Black River Falls now at 6, slightly warmer as you work your way towards the south and east. They had a little bit more cloud cover there, which helped keep them warmer. -6 in Austin, Minnesota right now. That's one of the colder spots over the upper Midwest. But for this morning, we'll go from about 17 to 26 degrees, topping out right around 30 this afternoon, remaining sunny and chilly as well. Let's go ahead and show you first alert traffic, which is looking good right now. Most of the roads are clear of any kind of snow, and even the roads that really weren't treated yesterday are clear as of this morning as well. So that's fantastic news. We're going to see things continue to run smoothly throughout the day. Hopefully we can keep it that way. Josh?
All right, Chris, thank you. As always, if your plans depend on the weather for traveling this week, make sure to get our Channel 3000 First Alert Weather and Traffic app. There you will find updated and accurate information. Interest in the production of hemp, a non-psychoactive cousin of marijuana, is growing in Wisconsin. While this year's harvest hasn't been the greatest because of the wet weather, interest is strong after legislative action this year lifted the state's decade-old ban on industrial hemp. Nearly 140 Wisconsin farmers planted the crop this year, and many say they'll do it again next year. Experts say an acre of hemp could bring in $40,000 to $70,000. Hemp is typically used for food, fibers, and construction material. The Baraboo School District is hosting a 3-part program to promote healing and education after the fallout from the controversial photo posted on social media. The district says faith, community, civic, and school district leaders have collaboratively planned the program for anyone impacted in the community. It begins tomorrow night at Baraboo High School from 6 to 7. 4 minutes past 7 right now, and we'll learn the name of Wisconsin's newest professional sports team later today. Pro athlete hopefuls and team leaders are in town this weekend for the open soccer tryouts. Madison's pro soccer team will start next spring. Team management was on the field yesterday looking for players who are ready for the big leagues. We'll have more on this afternoon's announcement on our news this evening. We're also expected to learn the team's new colors. More than 90% of Americans own a cell phone, and many people use them to take pictures of food when they're dining out. But some restaurants are fed up with the disruptions, banning cell phones or asking customers not to use them. As Kenneth Craig shows us, they're also rewarding diners who ditch their phones.
When this New York City restaurant opened to diners, its owner envisioned a place where guests could not only enjoy a good meal, they could connect in conversation. But over the years, Hearth chef Marco Canora noticed something very different happening.
No one was communicating, and it was infuriating to me. Like, I just couldn't believe how extensive and how awful it had gotten. They're not doing this, you know? They're like doing this. And families aren't talking, and first dates aren't talking.
His solution is subtle but effective. These old boxes on each table that say, "Open me."
They see it, they open it, then there's another note here that says, you know, we'd like to invite you to unplug during your meal at Hearth. Feel free to use this box to put your phone away and connect with your fellow diners.
It was an easy sell for Chris Sampson and his friends, who all tried it for the first time.
I love it. I really love it. I mean, sometimes if I go to a restaurant and the cell service doesn't work, I'm secretly happy about that.
At this sushi restaurant in New Jersey, every Tuesday night, customers are invited to do the same. Instead of a box, there's a champagne bucket. And diners are rewarded with the 20% discount if they check in on social media, then make it through their meal without their phones.
It's liberating, you know, in a lot of ways, that you're not thinking about it, you're not worrying about it, you're just sort of having a meal and talking to the people next to you.
Manager Stacy Orienti says most of the reaction has been positive.
Really, the only pushback that we've seen, that people are afraid that they couldn't do it and didn't want to be called out because of it.
Have you had guests actually say, "I can't do this"?
Oh yeah, we've had parties argue playfully, but you know, not like a legitimate argument, but they've argued like, well, what do you mean you can't do it? No, I'm expecting a work call, or I'm expecting this or expecting that.
A recent study found U.S. adults will spend on average 3.5 hours a day on mobile devices this year. Other restaurants around the globe have rolled out their own cell phone policies, from limiting photography to instituting full bans.
Cell phones have been a blessing and a curse for restaurants.
Which is why Bon Appetit deputy editor Julia Kramer says she isn't surprised some restaurants are taking action.
Restaurants have benefited greatly from how obsessed people are with taking photos of their food. But there's a flip side of that, and maybe it's a backlash as well, which is that this type of behavior is also very disruptive.
Back at Hearth, not everyone participates, and they don't have to.
It's not a rule, it's not a policy.
Nope, it's not a rule, it's not a policy. It's just kind of like, listen, we all can acknowledge that these things are addictive and we're tethered to them all day. And if you like the idea of putting your phone away and being present with the person you're having dinner, by all means use the box that's on the table. And it's just there as a little subtle, you know, statement to say, maybe you want to consider doing that.
Serving up a digital detox, one meal at a time.
Kenneth Craig for WISC News 3.
7:08 this Sunday morning. AAA says this will be the busiest Thanksgiving travel week in more than a decade. So are we going to expect any winter weather to complicate that rush across the country? Here's a live look outside this morning. A beautiful shot there at the Capitol. Chris is in next with your full first floor forecast heading into the big holiday week. Keep watching News 3 This Morning, Sunday.
Good Sunday morning. Temperatures are on the cold side right now. We're sitting at 15 degrees outside. We do have more sunshine coming into the picture, though. Just a little bit of cloud cover, mainly across the south and east, and that's moving away. But that cloud cover is why Janesville is a little bit warmer at 21, Watertown at 19. We're 15 here in Madison, 8 in Lone Rock. The colder spot that once was Black River Falls has even warmed up to 6 degrees. Now the cold spot 1 in Decorah, Iowa right now. But as we zoom things out, you'll notice temperatures are pretty chilly across all of the upper Midwest. And where they had the deeper snowpack across parts of Minnesota, -3 in Rochester right now. They're going to be seeing those colder temperatures pretty much all day long. But we do have clearing skies, and clear skies over a snowpack is why they got such cold temperatures. But now with the sunshine that will come into play, we'll eventually warm up and see ourselves a nice little Sunday afternoon, though it will still be cold, of course. Here's that system pushing on south and east of here. That is associated with a weak cold front and a wave of low pressure moving away. High pressure actually takes control for most of today. Then later on tonight, we watch this next wave of low pressure. That's moving into the picture. That'll bring a wave of snow mainly to northern parts of the state, and then some cloud cover as well. It's the back side of this that we could actually see some flurries on, especially as we go Monday night and into Tuesday. Let's go ahead and break down hour by hour what to expect. The teens right now will be at about 25 as we head towards 10:30, topping out around 30 for those highs this afternoon. Winds may even turn out of the south and southwest, and if we get a strong enough southwest wind, maybe we could be a couple degrees warmer, perhaps 32, 33 for those highs. So we'll watch that closely. Clouds, though, will be on the increase. Because of that, we won't drop as much tonight. We'll see a wave of snow showers and flurries, to the north and east overnight. And then tomorrow night, that's when we could see a few flurries on the backside working their way on through. But we do mild up after this shot of cooler air coming on in. Here we are by Thanksgiving, the cold way to the north, mild conditions in our place. But then as that cold goes back over northern Canada, we get a shot of chilly air that'll work its way on south. That's our next shot of colder air coming in at the end of our next 7 to 10 days. So temperatures will gradually work their way into the 40s going through the week. Thanksgiving is the warmest day of our forecast, and I think a lot of people can find a little bit of joy in that. But then rain and snow Friday into Saturday, along with chances for light snow Monday and Tuesday of not this upcoming week, but next week.
Pretty good forecast there.
Not a bad forecast. I'm enjoying it. Gets me ready for the holidays.
It certainly is. And we've been asking you to share your morning with us. We're going to share our morning with you this morning. So there is my Christmas tree on the left there. We put that up last weekend. I know it's a little early, but it's my favorite time of the year, and I just want to enjoy it,
Plus,
right?
with our job schedule, it gets busy around the holidays.
It really does.
So this is when we have time to do it. That is my patio right there. I've always wanted to see Christmas decorations in the snow, so I knew the forecast, took advantage of it, put up my patio decorations this week, and there's the snow on it.
It almost looks fake with that snow, doesn't it?
But it's so real, and I love it.
It's so awesome. Yeah, we were down for the Madison night market last night, and the snow almost looked fake with all the lights down there when they did the ceremonial lighting.
Oh, I missed that last night, but I've got to go.
You'll have to check it out.
Yes,
it's quite something to see. Well, thank you so much for sharing your picture with us, and if you'd like to share it, just use the hashtag MyNews3Morning, and that's how we share our favorites right here on the program. Well, to 7:15 right now. Time is running out and helping give Thanksgiving baskets to thousands in need this week. WISC-TV is proud to partner with the Goodman Community Center and the UW Athletic Department. We hope to provide baskets with all of the food necessary for a traditional Thanksgiving meal. We still need everything from frozen turkeys, stuffing mix, and canned veggies. It's even as easy as a cash donation or volunteering your time. Tomorrow is the last day to donate. Just go to channel3000.com if you'd like to help out. As an estimated 999,000 Wisconsinites plan to drive somewhere for Thanksgiving, the Postal Service wants to remind you there's a way for you to track your mail when you're not at home. The Informed Delivery Service allows you to digitally preview mail to make sure something important isn't sitting in the mailbox. Starting early next year, that free tool will also allow customers to sign for deliveries electronically. The USPS estimates 16 billion pieces of mail will be sent between Thanksgiving and New Year's, including 900 million packages. As so many of us plan our trips to see family and friends over the next month or so, there's a reminder that fancy features on new cars don't mean they can drive themselves. AAA found 4 out of 10 Americans expect systems like autopilot, cruise control, automatic braking, and lane keeping to allow a vehicle to control itself without the driver being fully engaged. In reality, those features require a driver has hands on the wheel at all times. AAA is reminding everyone that while the technology is meant to assist drivers, it is no replacement for all of us paying attention. There is an effort underway in Middleton to make sure everyone can beat the cold this winter. The Middleton Tourism Commission is working with the Middleton Outreach Ministry to collect new or gently used coats and other winter clothing. They started collecting those items this week and will continue to do so through January 2nd as part of the state's tourism department's Bundle Up campaign. All of the items donated in Middleton will stay local to help families in need. If you want to donate, you can drop them off at the Middleton Public Library, Common Ground, the Little Gym of Middleton, and Capitol Ice Arena. Coming up on 18 minutes past the hour, leaders in the local African American community are offering help to parents today, how it could save their kids' lives. And it's a growing cause of concern for parents across the country, how businesses here in Wisconsin are hoping to keep e-cigarettes out of teenagers' hands. The news is back on News 3 This Morning, Sunday.
What a beautiful Sunday it is as we track the sunrise over the area. Clouds moving out, so we are shaping up for a pretty spectacular day. The downside, it's pretty cold out there, 15 degrees right now. Thankfully, not a lot of wind out there, so the wind chill is not a factor that we will see. The air pressure staying steady. We'll keep more of that sunshine around going through the day as more sunshine filters in from the north and west. That means sunshine will be the case, but those temperatures should top out right around 30 degrees today. And if we get a southwesterly wind, maybe a couple degrees warmer. Josh.
Chris Chris, thank you. On the Health Watch this morning, infant mortality continues to be an issue that disproportionately affects the African American community in Dane County. That's why the Dane County Safe Sleep Initiative is partnering again with the African American Council of Churches. They're getting the word out about safe sleeping and offering help to parents through a Safe Sleep Sabbath event happening today.
So November 18th is our day that we all will celebrate in our churches. They will preach about it. They will pray about it. We will have demonstrations in their churches regarding keeping our African-American babies safe and making sure they're in a safe environment for sleep.
In 2017, black babies were twice as likely to be born at a low birth weight as white babies in Dane County. The FDA says the use of electronic cigarettes among teenagers is at an all-time high. Back in September, the FDA gave major manufacturers 60 days to prove they can keep their devices away from those under 18. Those 60 days are now up. Gerald Ballard tells us what's now changing and why it matters here in Wisconsin.
The smoking rate for e-cigarette usage is 13% for high schoolers in the state of Wisconsin. Part of the problem is that a lot of these products aren't regulated and a lot of them are flavored, which is super attractive to youth.
Federal law prohibits selling electronic cigarettes to anyone under the age of 18. But with the rise in flavored products, the health department says comes a rise in teen use.
If you see like the Juuls and everything have increased a lot more in popularity as well, and I feel like that really increased to vaping's popularity.
The FDA is now calling vaping a national epidemic, targeting children as young as 13.
Kids can actually go online and order these products. They just check a box and say, yep, I'm 18. As long as they have a debit card, they can go forward with that.
That's why the FDA is expected to crack down on retailers this week. According to reports, the FDA is going to put new rules in place that would ban the sale of flavored e-cigarettes, require anyone buying them online to verify their age, similar to what Juul is reportedly doing. Until they hear from the FDA, stores in our area are doing all they can to keep the products out of the hands of kids.
If a parent comes in with their, minor child, we still won't sell to them.
7:24 right now. Most high schools in Wisconsin have an athletic trainer available, which turns out to be a very good thing. A new study from the UW finds that these trainers play a very important role in helping young athletes with injuries. The study compares more than 30 high schools across Wisconsin and their response to sports-related concussions. It divides them by low, moderate, and high athletic trainer availability. Results show athletes attending schools with low athletic trainer availability waited longer to be seen for concussions. They were also less likely to be diagnosed and less likely to undergo proper return to sport protocol compared to students at schools where athletic trainers spend more time. 25 minutes past the hour is still to come this morning. Baraboo leaders are starting a program this week to promote healing and education after the fallout from the controversial photo posted on social media. And we're heading under the sea. Our Michael Bruno goes backstage for Janesville Parker High School production of The Little Mermaid. That's when News 3 This Morning Sunday continues. Right now, we're waiting to learn this week if there will be a winner in the race for Wisconsin's Attorney General, why Brad Schimmel might be asking for a recount.
This is News 3 This Morning, Sunday.
Good morning and welcome back to News 3 This Morning, Sunday, just before 7:30 on this November 18th. I'm Josh Breiter. Meteorologist Chris Reese has your updated forecast going into the big holiday week in just a moment. But first, here's what's happening right now. The Baraboo School District is planning a three-part program starting this week to promote healing and education after the fallout from the controversial photo posted on social media. The district says faith, community, civic, and school district leaders have collaboratively planned the program for anyone impacted in the community. It begins tomorrow at Baraboo High School from 6 to 7 p.m. As an estimated 999,000 Wisconsinites plan to drive somewhere for Thanksgiving, the Postal Service wants to remind you there's a way to track your mail when you're not at home. The Informed Delivery Service allows you to digitally preview mail to make sure something important isn't just sitting in your mailbox. Starting early next year, that free tool will also allow customers to sign for deliveries electronically. The USPS estimates 16 billion pieces of mail will be sent between Thanksgiving and New Year's, including 900 million packages. There's an effort underway right now in Middleton to make sure everyone can beat the cold this winter. The Middleton Tourism Commission is working with the Middleton Outreach Ministry to collect new and gently used coats and other clothing this winter. They started collecting those items this week and will continue to do so through January 2nd. That's a part of the State Tourism Department's Bundle Up campaign. All of the items donated in Middleton will stay local to help families in need. If you want to donate, you can drop them off at the Middleton Public Library, Common Ground, the Little Gym of Middleton, and Capitol Ice Arena. If you're looking for a way to get into the holiday spirit a little early, it is the first weekend for the Henry Vilas Zoo annual lights display. You can take a stroll down Candy Cane Lane, take the kiddos to see Santa, and take in the holiday spirit. The display runs every Thursday through Sunday until the end of December. Tickets are $7 for everyone 3 years old and up, or $25 for a 4-pack. Just about 7:31 right now, and if you're going to do that, you might want to bundle up just a little bit more out there, Chris.
Yes, it is a chilly morning indeed. 15 degrees right now at least. We have some sunshine and low wind, so the sun will help things feel better, and there's not going to be much of a wind chill out there. We're going to see more sunshine as we go throughout the day. The cloud cover that was in play continues to move on to the south and east. That's good news for us. More and more sunshine through lunchtime and all the way into the early evening before we'll begin to see some cloud cover increase. Expect those highs to be right around 30 degrees today. Then as we push forward and go throughout the week, we have a little bit of a roller coaster ride going up the hill and down the hill in terms of our temperatures, and perhaps on Thanksgiving we will see temperatures go above average for the first time so far this November, but that might only be one day. So ultimately it does look like November will finish out as a fairly cold month. Here's traffic right now. It is the Beltline at Park Street. It continues to move smoothly. Roads are clear. That is absolutely fantastic news. So far, no issues showing up across the city of Madison or Dane County this morning. Josh?
Thanks, Chris. New this morning, Madison police are searching for a man who robbed a liquor store on the 700 block of Badger Road. Officers say a man walked into Badger Liquor around 5 last night and demanded money from the clerk before showing a semi-automatic handgun. He got away with an unknown amount of cash. The liquor store clerk was not injured. Police are now asking for your help this morning. Be sure to contact Madison area Crime Stoppers if you have any information. Also new overnight, Fitchburg police have arrested 3 minors in connection with a stolen car. Officers say they spotted a stolen car in the Allied Duns Marsh neighborhood near Genuine Road around 11:30 last night. They tried to stop the car but were led on a high-speed chase until the driver lost control around a curve, hitting a home. The 16-year-old driver and 2 14-year-old passengers were apprehended and brought to the hospital with minor injuries. All of them appear to face charges. We will learn tomorrow if there will be a recount in the race for Attorney General. The Wisconsin Elections Commission released the official vote total results on Friday. Democrat Josh Kaul received more than 17,000 votes over Republican Attorney General Brad Schimmel. This is close enough to ask for a recount since it is within the 1% margin. Schimmel says he will announce tomorrow whether he plans to seek a recount or not. He would have to cover the cost for that. In 1989, Disney released the film The Little Mermaid, based on the classic story about a mermaid who dreams of the world above the sea. That movie was turned into a Broadway musical in 2008, and it's showing this weekend at Janesville's Parker High School. Our Michael Bruno went backstage to check it out.
The seaweed is always greener in somebody else's lake. You dream about going up there, but that is a big mistake.
The Little Mermaid is the story of a mermaid named Ariel, and she's lived under the sea her whole life, and she's always wanted to explore above.
And she's eager to explore beyond her boundaries, which I think a lot of people can relate to at some point in their life.
Her friend Sebastian tries to convince her that underwater is better during Under the Sea.
She has a big fascination with the human world.
And when she goes up, she sees a prince and she falls in love with him. So all she starts thinking about is how she'd rather be with him.
So she trades her voice to the sea witch so she can get legs and go experience the land.
Your magic shell. You've heard about it? Father says it's the source of all your witchcraft.
Nonsense, darling.
He says you die without it.
Die? Oh, please. It's a bauble, a vessel for your voice.
When she gets to land, she has 3 days to fall in love with the prince and try to convince him to fall in love with her with no voice.
And there are a lot of struggles along the way, and because she can't speak to him. And in the end, Ursula wants to have her soul.
Come on, you poor unfortunate soul. Go ahead, make your choice. I'm a very busy woman and I haven't got all day. It won't cost much, just your voice.
We're backstage in the costume department. Tell me a little bit about the beautiful costumes here. Let's start with this one.
Okay, we're very lucky to rent the professional touring set from Kansas City Costume Company. So this is an example of one of our Mer sisters. It's comprised of 3 parts. We have a gorgeous tail, an apron, and a little skirt that hides their heelys, so they can glide around the stage.
Beautiful.
Behind you is our incredible Ursula. You'll see it is made with this amazing skeleton of hoops inside, and you have 3 parts. Your tentacles that have LED lights throughout. You have a beautiful bodice back behind me and matching gloves. Perfect for the evil villainess in all of us.
If you want to cross the bridge, my sweet, you've got to pay the toll. Take a gulp and take a breath. Go ahead and sign the scroll. Flotsam, jetsam, now I've got a boys. The boss is on a roll. You poor unfortunate
I really like Bert the Villain. It's a lot of fun.
Under the sea, under the sea, under the sea, under the sea.
And how did you go about approaching the Jamaican accent for the show?
So I've done a lot of accents in different roles. I've done Italian accents, I've done French accents, I've done Scottish accents. But this one was a little tougher. This one is a little out of the norm. So I watched a lot of videos. I listened to other people talking in Jamaican accents. And eventually I got it.
I'm always impressed at your range of the characters that you've played. And I know that it's interesting you've played human beings. Yes. You've also played the classic Disney princesses. Mm-hmm. It's such a stretch of your prowess as an actress. Do you prefer playing the characters, or do you prefer based like Mary Poppins?
They're both fantastic in different ways. I love doing all of the characters. Disney, it's more the lighthearted, and you get to explore the more bright-eyed, doughy-eyed character, and then different characters I've done, like in Carousel, it's more deep, and it just brings out a different side of me as an actress, which is always fun.
There is one more showing of The Little Mermaid this weekend at Janesville Parker High School. You can catch the 1 o'clock showing this afternoon. Tickets are $15 at the door. 7:37 this morning, calling all Thanksgiving cooks. If you're still deciding what to make for Thursday's big meal, we have a suggestion. Chef Amy Bodden with Real Good Nutrition is here with some simple step-by-step instructions on how to whip up a delicious dish perfect for this time of year. And this one isn't bad for your waistline. Thanks for watching News 3 This Morning Sunday. We'll be right back.
Temperatures are cold across southern Wisconsin this morning. The warmer spots are towards the south and east. That's where Milwaukee is at 28, Kenosha at 29, and Janesville at 21. We're at 15 in Madison, 8 in Lone Rock, same for Viroqua. And as you work your way over towards Decorah, Iowa, the temperature is a balmy and hot 1 degree right now. And as we continue to zoom things out across the upper Midwest, it gets even colder, -6, as you work your way towards Austin, Minnesota. But as we go through the day, we'll watch our temperatures rise from the teens and through the mid-20s by lunchtime, eventually topping out around 30 for the afternoon highs, and do expect plenty of sunshine today. Josh?
All right, Chris, thank you. It is that time of the year, gravy, stuffing, and a whole lot of pie. But the holidays don't have to hurt your health. Dietitian Emmy Bodden is here with a vegan dish that anyone can whip up without worrying about your waistline. And it's kind of important because, you know, we always like to stuff ourselves, but some of those side dishes can be really good for you.
Totally, and especially if you're incorporating a lot of these plant-based elements. So a vegan diet, a plant-based diet, includes a lot of foods that are rich in vitamins, minerals. We have a lot of whole grains, beans, things that are rich in fiber, and a little bit more nutritious than what you might see on a Thanksgiving table in general. So today we're gonna make something that could be perfect for your Thanksgiving table, plant-based and maybe something a little different. So we're gonna make falafel rain bowls today.
Okay.
And rain bowl is a play on rainbow because a plant-based diet is so high in vitamins and minerals, and you get that from all the different colors you have. So we're gonna start with the falafel. I prepared that ahead of time. Falafel's made with chickpeas, so you can go ahead and put a couple in your bowl.
So what, I don't even know what falafel is.
I'll go through it right here.
Yes.
So falafel's made with chickpeas, so
Okay.
I put them right in there. Chickpeas are a great source of plant-based protein, super high in fiber, lots of vitamins and minerals.
Okay.
Spinach for a little color and some extra fiber. And then we have our chickpea flour to bind it, some garlic, some cumin, which gives it such a nice taste, salt and pepper, and then some liquids. We have balsamic and lemon juice. And I put that all in my food processor, made little patties, browned them on either side in some oil, and there you have it. So little nuggets of plant-based protein for your side at Thanksgiving or for a nice salad bowl like we're making today. So you're gonna go ahead and put those in your bowl. And they're super filling, so don't be worried about any relatives saying, I'm not full with this plant-based option. And then we have a ton of good roasted vegetables for you to try here. So tons of color again, and that's how you're gonna get a lot of the vitamins and minerals from a plant-based diet.
Okay.
So we have carrots, we have zucchini, so loaded up with, you know, all the colors that you like here. And a plant-based diet is really great for you, or incorporating parts of it, because it's been shown in the research to lower your risk of heart disease, diabetes, and even cancer. So anything that you can do, even adding some beans here and there on your Thanksgiving plate, can be really beneficial. The last thing we're gonna add here is one of my favorite ways to kind of bulk up your plant-based protein intake, and that's with hummus.
Okay.
So I'll give you one of them here. We brought today Lily's Hummus, which is such a great brand. Lily's uses all clean ingredients, so 100% organic chickpeas, non-GMO ingredients, which is really important for a lot of people these days. It's a good source of plant-based vegan protein, and it's kettle cooked overnight in small batches, so that's how you get this really nice creamy flavor that I love to top these kind of bowls with. Yeah, it's really good. It's delicious. You have the roasted red pepper flavor here. I have the classic, but honestly, they're all really fantastic.
And you'd mentioned it's also Vegan Month as well.
Yeah, it's World Vegan Month, so again, celebrating the benefits of plant-based eating and easy ways that you can incorporate it without having to go full vegan. And that's definitely with ways like this today.
All right, well, we've got a couple seconds left. So if people are interested in reaching out or they want to get the recipe, how can they do that?
Absolutely. So you can find Lily's Foods on lilysfoods.com or on social media at Lily's Foods or at Lily's Natural Foods.
All right,
and
well,
she has tons of recipes on the website, so really good for that.
It's awesome kind of finding those new and unique side dishes to go along with the big meal.
Yeah,
so.
I promise this will be a crowd pleaser.
Awesome. Well,
sure.
thank you so much for coming in. We appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Well, so to come after a snowy Saturday, we are in the clear today. Here's a live look outside this morning. Chris is looking ahead to the big holiday week travel forecast. But first, if you have a little kid turning 3 soon, please let us know so we can celebrate with them on News 3 this morning.
do have cold temperatures as well. The temperature right now, 15 degrees in Madison. Winds, though, are calm, so that is the fantastic news. However, these are the temperatures without the wind chill out there. So 8 in Lone Rock, same for Viroqua, 16 in Mineral Point, 7 in Watoma. So it's all very, very chilly out there. Decorah, Iowa, coming in at 1 degree right now. As we zoom these things out and look across the upper Midwest as a whole, Rochester, Minnesota is at -3. And what you're seeing here are the impacts of a snowpack underneath clear sky. That's where you really get those temperatures to drop. Speaking of clear skies, here's the sunshine out there right now. There's not a lot of cloud cover out there. That's going to help keep things feeling good today with the rays of the sun being able to shine down on us. The next wave of cloud cover, though, coming in out of Canada right now. That will be moving in later on this evening. Meanwhile, the wave of cloud cover to our south will be staying to our south. So that is certainly what we would like to see for this time of the year. That region of low pressure working its way on out of here. Here comes the next wave of low pressure. That will bring snows across northern Wisconsin later on tonight and into your Monday morning. As that departs, we could get in on some wraparound snow flurries, but for the most part, high pressure will be controlling our weather. Taking you hour by hour through today, we should be at 25 by about 10:30, 30 by lunchtime, but that's also about as warm as we're going to get today with the cold front coming through. Then, though, winds will turn out of the south, and then that's when we may see some light snow passing off to the north and east. We'll stay chilly tomorrow. Winds coming out of the north and northwest at that point. That's when we'll have the chance to see some flurries tomorrow afternoon. On the backside of that, we will watch it closely. But as we head towards Thanksgiving, it's all about the fact that our pattern is trending warmer. We'll have some milder air taking control over the northern plains and the Midwest. That colder air gets locked up over the poles, and as it actually gets pushed back towards the end of next week, it could send some chillier air our way towards the end of the next 10 days. And so that's what we're going to be expecting. Temperatures gradually warming up. 44 by Thanksgiving. That is also the warmest day of our forecast. A chance of rain and snow does return by next weekend. We have plenty of time to watch the details on it. Temperatures falling, though, through the 30s and staying chilly again as we head towards the end of the next 10 days. So speaking of chilly, here's Buster feeling the breeze on a lake, thinking warm thoughts.
Flapping in the wind there.
I know, that's beautiful. If you're out walking your dog today, bundle up. It'll be about 30 degrees, but still with plenty of sunshine.
All right, Chris, thank you.
My pleasure.
Time right now is 7:51. Stay with News 3 and Channel 3000 this weekend. On our news at 5:30 and 10 tonight, the results are in. Madison's professional soccer team has a name and official colors. We'll have more on that big revealing. But first, on News 3 this morning, it's the most wonderful time of the year at the happiest place on earth. Yes, we know it's not Thanksgiving yet, but don't tell Disney. They're already fully decked out in their parks. We'll take a look at the festive fun when News 3 This Morning Sunday returns. Welcome back at 7:55. This time next week, Christmas carols will be playing in every department store. Holiday commercials will be unavoidable, and people will be all out decorating their homes for the season.
Sounds like us, doesn't it? But the most wonderful time of the year has already arrived at the happiest place on earth. Joy Benedict shows us all the festive fun happening at the Disneyland Resort.
Dashing through the snow in a one-horse open sleigh.
It's the most magical time of the year, and at the happiest place on earth, 'tis the season of tradition.
And we try to come every year, right, at this time.
For the Wilkinson family, matching outfits with holiday flair are just part of the fun for the kids. But living in Northern California, so close to the fires, these parents say they needed a break too.
Just a little bit of a pick-me-up after everything that's been going on in California. It's just been really rough the last few days, and it's nice to be here for a little bit of holiday joy.
And few places bring the joy like Disneyland.
I love it. I love Christmas time. I mean, I know people say sometimes it comes too early, but I love it.
With a snow-coated castle and decorations on every corner, fans come back to see their favorites season after season.
The castle, probably, at night, all lit up.
The fireworks at night with the castle lit up and Tinkerbell and the snow that comes down that just like literally gives me tears every year.
And of course, the holiday decoration you surely can't miss is the Christmas tree. It is 60 feet tall. It is right at the beginning of Main Street. It has 3,500 multicolored lights.
Season's greetings, everyone.
A hug from Mickey, a sprinkle of happy, and a helping of holiday spirit. It's a recipe right on time for so many.
Open sleigh. Hey!
I love it.
I've got to step up my game.
60-foot Christmas tree.
I know, I guess my 6.5-foot tree was not tall enough. Wow, I wish I could fit that in.
That would be awesome.
There. All right, let's go ahead and hit you guys with one last look at the forecast. We're going to see plenty of sunshine today, but it is cold. Temperatures this morning right now at 15 degrees. We'll see a high right around 30. Warming up gradually through the week. And then Thanksgiving, the warmest day, but temperatures start to fall after that. As the next round of colder air settles into the picture, maybe we can get some decent snows for the holidays once we get through Thanksgiving.
There we go. I love the little dancing turkey there.
You know what? I'm so thankful for all the animations we have in there.
Oh, I love it. All right, well, thank you so much for joining us, everyone. Have a wonderful day. We'll see you back here tomorrow morning on News 3 This Morning.
Making plans that are weather dependent? Get an accurate 12-hour, even a 10-day forecast. Download the Channel 3000 First Alert Weather app and start planning.